And we're recording. Okay, awesome. Welcome everybody to our Monday night team call. I'm so excited to come to you. This is our first official call since Dallas, and it was an extraordinary experience. I wanted to just draw attention to a couple of things, just to really highlight the decision that you've all made to be a part of this company. Recently over the weekend, we all got, a lot of us who are plugged into the industry stuff, got word that a company went under, from the standpoint that they decided to dissolve their multi-level marketing distribution arm of their product channel. So I just wanted to draw attention to that because I think it's really important for you guys to feel and know how significant this company is that you are a part of, and with our leadership, first and foremost. And I wasn't planning to do this, so this is off the schedule, but it's important to address. Our company has been in business for over 50 years, you guys. Actually, 50 years, I believe, just passed. And 25 years of it has been the Juice Plus company, with Juice Plus on the market. But the leadership has been the same all the way through. The president who founded it stayed with it. The leadership who came with him stayed with it. When you start to talk to the people at corporate, you'll see the longevity and the commitment from them and their peers, and really just the quality of the backbone that they've created for us. And so much of the time we don't get a chance to really get a glimpse into that unless we're dealing with some kind of corporate response, or need to get them involved for something, for a promotion escalation, or if there's a matter of conduct issue or that kind of stuff. But I just want you guys to really get a glimpse and feel comfortable and feel proud of what we're a part of. Some of the stuff that you're going to see in some of these other companies that come and go over the years, there's lots of stuff that'll pop up, especially in this way of business, because it's an easy way to get the numbers out to the masses quickly. And one thing I admire so much about Juice Plus is that in my 11 years, what I've seen is consistency. They call it the company with a heart. And I really believe that for a reason. Everything they do, the first question they ask is, how will this affect the field? How will this impact our people? And it is such a special place to be a part of when you have your leadership making decisions on our behalf first, customer second, and everything else kind of follows, in suit. And it's all tied in and it's all important, but I just want you to know how much you're prioritized on that list of decision making. And the things that we're going to be rolling out over the next several months are all in your favor. And it's just such a special time, like such an incredibly special time. So as other companies are closing down, we're expanding, in a really, really big way. And it's going to be a really momentous occasion. So for those of you who are piped in and working hard, you will benefit. I promise you. It's just going to be a really special thing. So with that, I just wanted to tie in. So tonight, our goal is, I can't say anything of the details. I hope you guys watched the video that I made. I did it because I was just so excited. I was like, oh my gosh, I've got to tell them something, but I can't tell them anything really, And so hard because I feel like we have such an open, way of communication about us as a team too. And it's really, really hard to keep things back from you, especially when I know how excited you're going to be and I know how much it's going to impact you and your families. So it's hard, to hold that back, but I have to do it for the reason that it's really important that we work through all of the details from the corporate side first, that they iron all that stuff out, make sure it's all set in stone, and that it's, they've tested it in and out, to make sure that everybody benefits and all that jazz. And also that we get our messaging right, because we don't want to just throw out knee-jerk responses and things that people are going to respond to and react to and then have them change on you. That would be confusing and lose trust in the process, right? This whole process is about building trust. So what I need you guys to do is kind of follow the lead, if you would, we're going to be doing some things that as a team, drawing like mini focus challenges kind of throughout the next several months, so that we can get you guys focused on the right things, building those skills now, because this is your time to really, if you want to, for lack of a better term, go to school, go to school, learn this stuff, practice it, get really good. And then when the expansion comes and we all, take part of this and really roll into it, and there's 100 new team members in a month or whatever we're going to do, then you won't feel lost in the shuffle. Does that make any sense? I just want to make sure. Okay. I want you guys to know that my loyalty is always to the people who, came on with me first. Buffy was one of my very first, team members, right? All the way back when. My mom, kind of came in there right? I mean, I want to see you guys succeed. This isn't a one person journey. This is a team journey. So it's about all of us moving together and moving forward. And, okay. So with that said, the focus right now, and it's kind of, I wouldn't say ironic, but really it was kind of intuitive that we picked this before we knew any of this was really happening. But Danielle and I talked about kind of focal points as we move the team forward. And the first thing that we did is we adopted this goal of getting 50 new reps, right? Really expanding, getting a lot of new people in the system, starting them up, and really for the purpose that we really need to practice the skill of inviting to team, because we get so excited about the product and then we get so excited about our own personal team that we just love being part of the team. And sometimes we forget to invite other people to join us, right? But that whole inviting people to join us is what expands the team and builds your paycheck. And so we are going to focus a lot around this and the number one skill of how do we invite to this experience, right? Like, how do we invite people to come along with us? So the first thing I want to do is have us together identify, and I'd love for participation here. I don't want these answers to come from me. I'd love for them to come from you. Let's take a quick minute and jot down some things. Okay, some notes. The top 10 things that excite you about our business. Okay, and for some of you, you're brand new. So this is kind of cool to see through your eyes, because it's your first look at this, right? But the top 10 things, or even if you get 3 to 5, that's great. Just start somewhere, okay? And then I'm going to try a new technology thing tonight, if I can do it. I think I can. And I'm going to pull out the whiteboard. Here we go. It's advanced. Okay. I test this. Nope, doesn't do that. Text, there we go. Nope, didn't do that either. Does it want to do that? Let's see. Select. Next. Oh, there we go. Okay, cool. It worked. All right. So the first volunteer, if you guys can just shout him out for the sake of time, just unmute yourself and give me the top things that excite you about your own business. Ready to go.
Health
Time
benefits
freedom.
right up front.
Time freedom.
Residual income.
Residual income.
Caring for others.
Which you're so good at, Chrisam. Okay.
Collecting friends.
Collecting friends.
Heart of service.
What was that?
Heart of service.
Heart of service. I love that. Okay.
Community.
Okay. Keep them coming.
Meetings in pajamas.
No ceiling.
There's some music in the background. I can't hear. Sorry.
No ceiling.
Let's say that positively. Limitless income.
Perfect.
Growth and personal development.
Love that piece.
Support system for getting and staying healthy.
Right? Dr. Steers calls this the best health club you'll ever join.
Yes.
Okay.
I said paying it forward.
Awesome. Next.
Being part of a great team.
So being part of something, Mom?
Yeah, being part of a great team.
Yeah, I like that.
Being able to work
Helping other people
business
make
in
extra
slices.
money.
Marie, what was that? Sorry?
being able to work your business in bits and pieces of time.
Okay. Maybe flexibility of
Yeah.
work hours.
Yeah, that sounds good. That's easier.
I'm trying to put these into terms that you guys can duplicate, right? So flexibility.
Knowing we have, knowing we have a great company behind us.
Okay.
Knowing you're never alone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to say it this way because I love this is a good coaching. We are in business for ourselves, but never by ourselves.
Yes.
Love it. Okay. Any more?
Amazing quality products.
Now, what's interesting to me, okay, is that we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. That was the 16th thing that came up was the products. Everything else before that was about us, team, community, company, potential, all that stuff. How many times would you say on average you talk about the business before the products?
Never.
I think
Do you
it
see my
depends.
point? Yet, look at how many reasons came up first that were not product related, right?
Right. Yeah.
So in thinking about this right here, right? So, and we'll come back to this so we can add to it and build for it so you guys can take it home. We can take a snapshot. But think about how many people in your life could use some of this stuff, could benefit from some of this stuff, right? Who do you know that invests in personal development? If any names come to you, you better write these things down, right? Who do you know that would really appreciate having meetings in pajamas, you know? I mean, seriously, who do you know that would be excited about limitless income because maybe they're struggling to get a raise in their own current position?
Right.
Who do you know that could really use a support system for getting healthy and staying healthy? Who do you know that gets excited about paying something forward when they find something good?
Yeah.
Who do you know that could use some flexibility into their life because maybe they're having a hard time juggling it all? Right? I want you guys to really take this stuff seriously because the gift that we have is so great to give people, right? So with that, all right, give me I'm going to finish out this little exercise right here. We're going to take a snapshot of it and then we'll move on to the next thing really quick. So what else have you got for me? I know those lists, you were probably jotting some stuff down.
I
Jen?
wrote down that you can work this business with your family.
Very cool.
I love the fact that we only have a handful of products and we don't
Focus
have a
product
big
line.
catalog.
Well, Melissa, work with family. I more so meant yes, technically on the team, but I more so meant with your kids, with your kids, not, you know what I mean? They can be part of it with you.
So I think that's a whole nother reason. So kid involvement,
Okay.
right? Or take kids to work.
You bring your kids to work every day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who else?
I put science backed.
Yeah.
I like having something that I can look at and really critique, and it's not biased.
Mm-hmm. I love that. Sarah, are you in there somewhere? I can't see everybody's faces, but I would love to hear. You're on the newer side of things. Coming in and looking in from the outside, is there anything that sticks out to you? Oh, get back to this.
I'm sorry, you speaking to me?
Sarah.
No.
How about the Healthy Starts for Families program?
Well, hold on. She's going to talk really quick. Hold on.
I had helping others, time freedom, and personal development.
See the threads? Okay. All right. Time freedom was already up there. And awesome. Thank you. Sarah's new, you guys. I don't know if you've had a chance to meet her yet. I just wanted to introduce you really quick. She's on Katie's team up in Colorado. You get to know Marie. Marie's up in
Oh, I
Colorado.
need to meet these people.
You do. I know. We need to schedule something. It'll be fun.
Welcome, Sarah. Greta is saying the benefits package.
Yes. Thank you, Greta. Okay.
What I was talking about was the health benefits that you reap from it.
Oh, but that's great too. Okay. So
But I did have that on my list also.
awesome. Awesome. Okay. Anybody else before I move on? Okay. I'm going to save this. I don't know where it'll go, but maybe it'll go somewhere. Okay, cool. And then we're going to stop share. Okay, cool. So I wanted to do that first because I wanted to really get you guys thinking from your heart space instead of your head space. Okay. So now I want you to think about, I kind of asked it as we went through the questions, but really try to get yourself to write 5 to 10 people that would benefit from any of those things that were on the list. Okay. And just take a minute to do that.
Oh my God.
Okay. For sake of time, I'm going to move along, but I want you guys to keep that thinking. And as we talk, if something pops up, add it to the list. Okay. So this is going to tie into a little activity that we're going to carry out from here. So I am asking for volunteers. Here's the question. Okay. Think about it. And if you have a response, if you do remember what this felt like, then come in. We're talking about 30 seconds per person. But if you could remember back to how you were invited into the team and how did it make you feel? Do you remember those two things? And are you willing to share?
I'll share.
Go for it, Steph.
So I remember at the time I had started a marketing event with Beauty Counter first, and that wasn't working. And I was doing real estate and working in retail. And you had just left, or you were about to leave Pottery Barn, and you kept asking me, what are you doing there? Why aren't you saying yes? And finally, you really stopped me, and you're like, okay, girl, I'm asking out of love, but why? And I shared with you how I felt like I wouldn't be any good because I'd already failed with Beauty Counter, and that it would be a waste. And you and I spent, 3 hours on the phone talking about the company, and then I came over to your house and became best friends with your kiddos. And it made sense to me looking at it because it was a very different thing. Instead of trying to get income every month with new things, it was you just have to sell it once and you get paid on it every month. And that to me was way less scary.
Mm-hmm.
And it came from
how did it make you feel, Stephanie? Because I did invest a lot of time with you, and I invested in you because you had a lot of really good questions. This is the kicker. When people have questions and they're a worker, she had a lot of really good questions. She wanted to understand. She wasn't asking to waste my time. She wanted to understand things, right? And so I took the time and I invested back because I thought that was worth it. But how did it make you feel when we had that interaction?
I felt empowered, and I felt like someone was really valuing my skill set and wasn't just asking to make a buck. Mm-hmm. That's how I felt. I felt very much like you were taking me as sisters, as a mom of there's so much more you could do than what you're doing now, and there's an easier way. Can I show you?
Yeah.
And I think that's why I keep trying to come back and make it work, because I see the value in the business.
Okay. Thank you for sharing. I want to make this point, and this is not to toot my own horn. She just happens to be direct to me. But people don't care what you have to say, you guys, until they know how much you care. But as soon as she knew how much I cared, her ears perked up and she listened a lot more and she was a lot more curious, right? And that's where it all went from there. And that's a lesson to all of us, because it is so much about leading with this heart-forward, heart-centered space, right? That's how we started this whole call. Thank you so much, Steph. All right, who else? Who else can think back? The question was, do you remember how you were invited to the team and how did it make you feel?
I'm trying to remember.
I wish I could answer that question, but I was not invited to the team.
Every once in a while, you'll find a Marie or a Melissa who invites themselves in the door. Right? Or there's a Greta who tends to be a self-starter, who's focused, who wants to do, yeah, and that's great. See, that's a good point. You're going to stumble across people like that just by sheer exposures if you're talking to enough people, right? Thank you, Marie, for sharing that. That was a really good point. Who else? Jen, you're unmuted. Is that because you're thinking, or because no? Oh, you are muted. Okay. Anybody else? Yeah, Anne?
I mean, Chris Ann, I'm trying to remember. I know we met for like a coffee and she just started telling me about the business, and she just thought that it would be really great for me being, a nurse and that I'm in that field. And she also knows that I have a giving heart and I'm just the type of person she would love for me to be a part of it. And it really did make me feel special, because sometimes we just get down on ourselves, like we can't do this. And my struggle, of course, is sometimes the media stuff, and I'm still so bad on my iPhone. I still don't know how to do stuff, but I'm really learning. And as I said, it's really helping me be more confident. And I just see a change, and it's nice. It really is good. And I'm so thankful that Chrisanne, kept on pushing. I mean, not pushing me, but just kept reaching out and wanting to know how I never felt pressured, but I just felt like there was a team and it would be just important to be a part of it. So thank you, Chrisanne.
That's awesome. Perfect. Okay, so you kept feeling like you were invited, right? You were invited to be a part of something, right? Okay.
Can I ask Anne a question?
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering, when Chris Ann talked to you about the business, were you already a customer, or did she talk to you about the business first?
Wait, Chris Ann, you're there, right? I just bought some products. I just got some product, and then I never became really a part of the business for a while.
Okay, so you were a customer. Okay.
I was a customer first. But I always wanted her on our team, because I felt Anne has like this humongous heart. And I knew how fun she was, and like I knew she would love like all the friendships that we all have. I just felt it was like such a great fit for her. So I was thrilled when she finally said yes.
But it took me a while. I mean, it really did. Because I mean, I do work full time, and I didn't know how I was going to be able to do it, but all of a sudden it just got a spark, and something just made sense to me finally. Again, it's like timing with a lot of things.
Yeah.
And I'd like to say on this point that big deals tend to have slow wheels, and you are a big deal, Anne. So
thank you again.
That's pretty awesome. All right. Okay, so this is perfect, you guys. So again, I just wanted to go back to this, like, do you see how it's like about how we make people feel? So our posture when we're going to invite to people, and we're getting towards already the 30 minutes, so I'm trying to do this quickly here, but this is all about like us coming to people, and in our language and our body language, more importantly, they're not going to remember what you say. They're not going to remember if you flip over your words. They're just going to remember how you made them feel. That's it. And they'll say things like, I don't even know why I joined, but I just couldn't say no because they were smiling so much or whatever, right? Like it's just, people tend to kind of fall into this because of the people that are inviting them and the energy that's around that person. So things like this. So when we're inviting to team, I think it's important to mention a couple of things. We had a local team meeting this weekend, and one of the things we talked about was really how to do this and how to do this well. So there's a couple of things. Okay. What I want to do is challenge the team in the next, it's the 20th of the month. So we have 11 days left, right? As of tomorrow, it'll be like 10 days. So we've got from now until the end of the month, we really want to challenge people to, okay, Danielle, I got you. Danielle's going to post up on our Voxer chat right now a call. If anybody wants to jump off and get skill building, it's happening right now, right, Danielle? Isn't it? I didn't check the time. 1 hour, is that what you said? 1 more minute. Okay. It's happening pretty soon, but it's with Nikki and her, she's been doing these like skill coaching things. So she'll post it in the Voxer chat. So if you feel like that's something that you want to do and you want to watch the rest of the Sun recording, feel free to jump off and go for it. She does these skills so that you're working, from basically all the skill sets that are going to carry you through your business. And it happens every Monday after our call. Okay. So that's available to you. Don't feel like you're insulting me. You're not. Or if you want to hang on for a little bit and then go, that's fine too. But just know that that's available to you. So, the rest of the month, what I really want to challenge you guys with is we already did some of the brain mapping, right? Of who brainstorming of who we're going to talk to, right? So now the question is like, rolling up our sleeves and really using some of the language that we made on the list, right? To invite people to come in and see what we have to offer them, right? So most of the time when we make the introduction, we're talking so much about the products. And I have to say in the last probably 3 months, I haven't mentioned Juice Plus once in any of my invitations, but I have said things like this. Since conference, I have been using this language and it seems to be working well. People are responding to it. Not everybody's signed on the dotted line right now, but there's a lot of things in motion right now, which is exciting with bigger, I would say, very professional people, which is exciting for our team, right? So I say things like, I don't know if this is for you or not, but we are in a space and time where our company is positioned to double in growth, more than double in growth, really, between now and 2022. And we need more people on the ground to really help support this in the process. I'm looking for really good, strong, solid workers, right? Who have a heart for helping people, who have a desire to make more income, and who the products make sense to. I don't know if this is for you or not, but I'd really love for you to take a look. Would you be open to that? So the first thing I said in that invitation was, we're a successful company. We're about to double. That means opportunity translates to opportunity. And I'm looking for people. I personally am looking for people, right? So it tells them that there's something to step into that's already successful. The number one reason people don't say yes is because they're afraid they can't succeed, right? We all do it to ourselves, right? I think you even said it, Anna, in your language. You were like, I don't know. But then by the end, I kind of felt like, right? So we'll talk ourselves out of stuff all day long. I'm not a salesperson. I'm not like this person. I'm not whatever. I'm all these things. But the reality was, I met, when Danielle and I reconnected, she was an event planner, doing something entirely different, right? But she had the heart. She had the professionalism. She had the desire to learn. She had the desire to be coachable, right? And all those things amount to success when they put them in the right vehicle, right? So we just want people to know that it's the right vehicle that's going to take them someplace, and that we are moving someplace, and that we don't need them to do anything, but we're inviting them to come along. See how that's different than I need one person to join my team so I can get this bonus and whatever, you know what I mean? Right? It's not about that. It's about you're determined and you're going somewhere. But the first person you have to convince of all this, you guys, is yourself, right? Because if you don't believe it, then they won't believe it. So this is the work that needs to be done on the back end, is how confident are you in this company's future and where we're headed and what we're about to do? And how willing are you to jump in, do the work, get uncomfortable in spaces where maybe you need more practice so that you can benefit from what's coming, right? Because I said this on Saturday morning, but it's true. We have a wonderful team of incredible people, and a lot of people could easily sit here with a big smile and ride this wave and have so much fun and be like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. Look at all these promotions. Look at all this stuff. This is great. The conferences are amazing. And never benefit financially at all. It's possible. You can treat it like a social club, or you can learn some skills, practice some things, really follow the system, stretch yourself, right? And invite people along and do some of the work that needs to be done in order to benefit from that residual income standpoint, because you all deserve it. You know, you've said yes to this for a reason. We're not volunteering our time here, though sometimes it doesn't feel like work because we have so much fun. I really want everybody to feel confident and steadfast in their choice of company, choice of team, and where we're headed. And I want you all to have confidence in the space that we're stepping into, and take the time now to practice these skills and get better and better, so that when all this growth comes and happens, you're not going to be uncomfortable. You're going to have practiced and be like, okay, this is, yep, there's another one. Yep, there's another one. Great. Come on in. Here's a system. Jump right in. Right. And you just kind of fly with it. Does that make sense? Yes. Okay. All right. So questions about any of this stuff? Questions about invitation? Does anybody have a better way? Or Marie, go for it.
That verbiage that you just used about inviting, is that something that you would use? And you did say that you didn't use the words Juice Plus, but is that verbiage that you would use on somebody that they don't know about the products, they're not a customer, you've never even talked to them about Juice Plus, you just opened up with inviting them?
I was on the way back from Dallas, and I was in the security line. I was talking to Jenny Hilly, and I put down my phone, and this girl was so cute. She was standing right in line right in front of me. We had kind of walked together for like, I don't know, I didn't say a word to her, right, the whole time. By the time I took my shoes off, stepped in line, and by the time I put my shoes back on, I'd already gotten her phone number, learned a little bit about her, and, you know, set up a time to talk. She's a pediatric nurse. I didn't say anything about Juice Plus. It wasn't until afterwards, because people are looking for opportunities all the time. They just won't advertise that. So if they know that there's something special that you can invite them to, it almost doesn't matter. Don't try to sell them on the products. Just invite them to take a look at the whole picture. That's why I did that exercise, because it wasn't until number 16 that we mentioned the products. There were 15 other things ahead of that in your mindset, right? In your subconscious that mattered to you about this business and this experience. Invite people to those things. Then talk about, well, if the business usually makes sense when the products do. Let's take some time. I can send you a link. Don't even tell them what it is. What? They don't need to know, right? Just find out if they're open. Don't waste your time. You could waste so much time just talking about the products, educating them, and then finally they go, oh, I'm not interested in the business. I mean, like, that's such a bummer, right? But like, find out if they're interested. We're talking about team advancement here, right? We know the products are going to work for everybody. Mm-hmm. All right, Danielle, do you want to add anything? I know you have a call to get on. I'm sorry. I feel like
What is that call on again? What is that?
There's skill building.
It's on skill building. It's probably just getting started now, and it is on inviting to the invitation process. So it's in line with what we're talking about right now. So it might be great to hop on that.
Yeah, I don't know where I'd find the number.
She just put it on Voxer.
I just put it on Voxer.
Okay.
I just put a flyer on Voxer.
And I didn't see it. Okay, good.
And it has a Zoom ID. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Just up there now.
You're in the dark, Danielle.
I know. I'm
You're hiding from the kids.
No, I've got one with me. Yeah, no, I think we're good. The whole of it, just knowing too that you have, once you have that initial conversation, I think the verbiage Melissa gave is great, and not getting in the weeds too much on what the product is. Knowing you've got things to plug people into as well. There's videos, you have upline support for 3-way calls, and you've got lots of events, right? Like, we've got the virtual events the first Monday of every month is something to always plug somebody into. And us on the East Coast here, next Wednesday night, we have an in-person event rather. And then we've got an in-person, business building event the last Monday of every month. So on both coasts to coast, there's always something that you can plug people into for them to get the information on the product, to get a feel for what this community is all about. It's us going out there and just making the invitation, and always remembering, why you're inviting this person too. Sometimes it's people that really are on your heartstrings. Like, when Chris Ann inviting Ann and that whole experience, right? She was truly on her heart. It was on her heart to invite her. She had really wanted it. And Ann, still remembers how she felt.
Yes.
And it's true. People will remember how you make them feel, whether you've known them since the 2nd grade or you've known them for a week. You can make an impact on somebody's feelings. And that's really what you want to take away. Don't worry about the right words. Don't worry about what the products are all about. Don't worry about the research or how long the company's been in business. Like those are all details they can get, and you can get to them and they can learn it from a tool, but they can't get that stuff from a conversation with you through the invitation process. So, you know, like Melissa said, lead with your heart. Think about why you love this business, why you love that person, and it should serve you well.
And we didn't even write in the language there. Thank you, Danielle. That was awesome. But I thought of you because, right? Julie Herbst's famous line is like, I don't know if this is for you, but I thought of you because I'm looking for boom, boom, boom. Or I thought of you because you're so incredible with whatever, like really highlighting the things that you love and amplify about people. I mean, if we just went around with those invitations all day long, the worst thing that would happen, you guys, is all the people we talk to would feel better about themselves. Like, you know, I mean, and it would give them something to think about, right? I see no harm in any of this. They're not going to think that I think people hold back because they're like, oh, what are they going to think of me if I invite them to whatever? No, flip it around. It's the opposite. Make it an honor, you know, like we are honoring them when we invite them to stuff, right? It's awesome. And what better? I mean, can you imagine if somebody if you didn't invite them and then they found out later that all these like great things were happening and they were like, I've been like struggling over here and I had no idea and I could have been doing this, like, right? It's awesome. All good things. So it's worth getting out of your comfort zone. I did. I was nervous. I hadn't talked to Danielle in freaking 20 years. It's like, she's all picture perfect with her kid, you know? I was like, what's going on? But I had no idea what was going on in her life. Like, I didn't know. I asked because she was doing the work. Like, I sent her a shake. That wasn't hard to do, right? But then after it, she was like, okay, so I want to order that stuff. And there's like 3 people here that want to order. Like, well, I'm not going to take your money. I mean, come on, let's come on along, right? I mean, we never knew where that would end, and look at her now, you know? So it's just really cool. I mean, there's so many cool things. So anyway, all right. And the last thing I just want to end on is this. I know we have a really tight-knit team, and I love that. I feel like we've worked really hard for that, and the trust is so awesome. Don't be afraid of bringing more people into that. It's not going to change the integrity of who we are. It's going to amplify it. Okay? The more of us, the more people we bring in, the bigger we're going to get, the more love we share. And the better it gets all around. So just really carry that in your heart that we have a torch that we're holding up. Like, it's a shame to hold it to ourselves. Let's take that, you know, flame and ignite it everywhere. All right. Okay. With that, I'm done. Anybody else have any questions? No? All right. I want to challenge you guys. I'll come up with a fun little graphic, but every time you make an invitation to somebody to the business between now and the end of the month, I want you to put it on Facebook. Whether they said yes or no is irrelevant. Just put it up there. Made an invitation today. Let's celebrate the activity, and we'll see where the results end up. Okay. We're doing great. Fun in store. All right. And get to your summits. There's great things there for you. I'll leave it at that. All right. Love you guys.
Thanks, Melissa. Good night, everybody.